I like change if it improves my life, not if it makes things more difficult. Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah, thank you for that introduction. Hi, boys and girls. It's your Uncle Bingo. Cool points if you know where that reference is. So, from last week, the group found out information about the temple. So, they now know that the inner workings of the temple with all the elementals, that there is a greater force even behind the elemental. So, as they go down deeper down into the dungeons, they're going to find out more information. They discovered that the orb of death requires gems, and once these gems from the elemental nodes are inserted into the skull, that Zuckmore can be released. They gained the information that a wizard already has possession of the skull, and that Marlos has possession already of the Earth Elemental gem. So, with this newfound information, the group is now going to decide how they are going to deal with this threat. The clock is running, people. Sit back and enjoy the show. All right, people. From last session, you've gained all this information. What do you want to do? Anyone?
Where we need to
Should it?
take a run at the skull or the gem, I think.
I think you need to bury the body first and clean up all the mess that's in the safe.
Yes.
Right.
And you also, if you look back if anybody took the notes, that Marlos was not too keen on giving that gem to the wizard. So she wants to use it for her own purposes.
Right. So,
It's
which
also
ultimately back in that stupid thing.
So Marlos is on the first level because remember you found out that the Earth Elemental that they had conquered or they were running mostly the first level. And on the second level that you guys have gone down to, you have discovered that the Temple of Fire and Water are there, but you really haven't explored that area that much.
There's level 0, it's the ground level.
Yeah. Yeah, she was the first level. She was in the first level of the dungeon.
Well, is there some place, can we put the body in the fireplace and I'll say last rites and then sacred flame to create the ashes, and then we can scatter them somewhere.
It's good.
Even if he wasn't, was that make it better?
Yes, he was.
We're in the Temple of Light. cremation is our typical part of our typical burial rites, so to speak.
Okay. Okay, so
And I only mentioned the
Happy-
fireplace, not of disrespect for a corpse, but only out of expediency since we don't have access to proper facilities.
well, we could just always take him out back and bury him. I mean,
Might help with the smell.
yeah, because if you start throwing him in the chimney and then you light him on fire, even if you were to do like a really powerful fire spell, which you really couldn't do because then you damage the place, it's going to be
It's gonna be barbecue.
I mean, you could no, you could take it out back, bury him, and then if you wanted to,
I thought we were at the sister's place, or at the
Oh, we're at the safe
You're at
house.
the safe house.
safe house.
no, you're at
not
the safe
inn.
house. You're at the safe house.
So we can be a bit more discreet.
And it's
Yeah.
dark.
Well, since I'm fairly certain he wasn't a follower of Pelor, burial is not going to cause a problem for the Lord of Light in this case, I don't think.
Okay, so you guys go and you quickly bury him, and you know, from what you can tell, no one seems to notice what you're doing or really care. So, are you guys going to take your rest for the?
Yes.
So, for those of you who are wearing armor, are you stripping out of your armor?
Always.
No, I've learned how to sleep in my armor. It's safer.
If for right now, it's not going to make a difference, but the rule states that on when you guys do your short rest, you get to have hit dice according to your level. But if you sleep in armor, you only get 25% of those dice with a minimum of 1. So I'm just letting you know right now, you could still sleep in your full armor, but any hit points that you're going to be trying to recover for short rest when you guys leave will be reduced.
That's how I've been playing it anyway. I never take more than 1 hit die for the most part.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So do you, because you're here, do you want to take off all your armor? And then that way you can make a full recovery and have all your hit dice.
We're doing a
I thought you
full rest.
just said that was only for short rest. Does that also count for long rest?
No, it doesn't. What the long rest does, the long rest gives you all the dice you're going to have for the day for your short rest. And when you do a short rest, you have to let me know how many dice you use for your short rest. Because you guys are 7th level, right? Or 6?
6.
Okay, so you're 6. So you would each, at the very beginning, get 6 hit dice. And when you take a short rest, you tell me how many of those dice you're going to use for your short rest to recover. But if you wear armor during your short rest, you only are limited to 25% of the dice that you have in your pool.
So it sounds like long rests are unaffected then by armor or no armor?
Yeah, long rests are unaffected. They just affect how many hit points you feel during a short rest.
Okay.
What I'm reading right now is so, like he said, short rest. If you're wearing medium or heavy, you
Yep.
regain 1/4 of your recovered, whatever rolled dice.
Yeah, your hit dice.
Long rest, you recover only 1/4 of your actual dice for your
Yeah.
short rest the next
Or
day.
your short rest.
So you don't recover all your hit dice for short rest. You only recover 1/4 of them. So that's
Yeah.
what you're losing. You're either losing the roll on a short rest, or the actual dice on a long
Well,
rest?
you're losing the dice that you would have available to you for your short rest. Because no matter what, after a long rest, you're fully recovered, and you also get
Bingo.
you get hit dice for every level. So you guys are all 6, so you all have your 6 dice. And then when you tell me you do a short rest, depending on how bad you're damaged, you can use some of those dice to heal yourself. You can use them
Wait,
all.
so
You
it
can use
sounded
them
like what Patrick was saying is you use however many dice you want on a short rest, but you only get 25% of the hit points rolled. Is that
No, you only get 25% of the dice available to you.
I just
It's
heard
not the
two
hit
different things, so I just wanted
Yeah,
to make sure I understand.
yeah, it's the dice. That's why I just wanted to ask, are you going
Like,
to sleep in your full armor so you can recover your full dice before you guys take off again? And then you can just sleep in your armor and you have a full set of dice. Or you're just going to sleep in your armor and only recover so many, which in your
I
case could be 2. You'd only have 2 dice for a short rest until you take another long rest.
no, I think I'd only used 1 die anyway, so I'm just going to sleep in my armor
Okay.
because
Um,
I'm battle trained and battle hardened.
I believe so. Yeah. Well, you
The
always have
ladies
your
there.
underclothes on. Nobody commandos it with armor. Okay, so you guys have a restful night, 8 hours. Nothing's going on, and so when you first get up, you notice that
It's not.
as first light comes in through the windows and the cracks of the windows, it's a really bright, nice, sunny day, and the fog that's somewhat in the village by the river, that's dissipated a little bit too. Wait a minute, you wouldn't know that yet. Sorry, got ahead of myself. So you notice that when you guys wake up, it's a nice sunny day. All right, what do you guys want to do now?
That's great. So, like at some point, we're gonna have to go back to that temple, get the
Should I
gems orb.
should I come back to the safe house because I slept over at Mother Scragg's?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Okay.
check up on Greg. Pull her back into the group.
Okay. So while you were at Mother Scragg's, you were contacted by Tensor, and Tensor was just checking up on you to see how the is going, and he found it interesting that there is some kind of dissension within groups that that Marlos would decided to keep the gym and not turn it over, and he feels like that you guys could maybe capitalize that on that, but in regardless of whether you guys just take the skull and just take the skull and just you could just be like, well, mission accomplished. We'll escort this to wherever, and now we don't ever have to worry about um, Zakmoy escaping. But he was saying that it's probably in the best interest that if you could get the skull, put all the gems, bring it back to Burn, and he'll be able to come down and help him destroy the destroy the skull. He feels that once Zuckmoy is banished, because Zuckmoy is still trapped here on the prime material plane with you guys, or world with you guys. So he feels that if you were to banish her, it would be a long banish, and that the temple would dispense on its own once it no longer had the support of this. And if Izu is no longer associated with either, that it would solve the overall problem of the temple. And if there's any questions you have to ask of Tensor right now, Gray, now would be the time. Tensor
Tensor
is,
Gray's patron.
yes, in the city of Greyhawk. He's a very powerful wizard. For,
Yeah, he's
for
even
more
got spells named after him.
Yeah.
You
And
might not know that.
no, they would know. They've got a mage in the. He would, he would know some of the spells, and he would also know who Tensor is.
But
And
I don't know. I don't know if Gray has revealed that to.
No. I'm
Brother.
talking as you would have heard the name, the Arch Tensor, just like the Circle of Eight. You would
But
know
does the
about.
party know that Gray has a patron and that patron is Tensor?
I don't believe so yet. I don't think
That-
she's.
Denver knows because it was revealed when we were in
Yeah.
was it Hamlet or I think it was in Hamlet that was revealed at least to Duncan and to Zenber. I think Thorn might know just because he's associated with this whole deal with the temple.
Well, he
And then
knows in the extent of who these people are. He does not know. Him and brother do not know that you have direct contact with the wizard. So before we move on either further, are there any other questions that you would like to ask of him?
how do we get past the wards without breaking them so that we can get easier access to the temple? So the main door.
Yes, he was saying that anytime you come upon those doors that are sealed, that under no circumstances, unless it's, involving, you have to get out that way because you guys are going to die, should you break those seals. Um, the evil creatures, the forces of evil, if you want to say, um, cannot break those doors, or it would take very powerful magic. Otherwise, they would have done it. So he's saying, don't break those seals and find out if there's any other motivation besides in the temple of what's going on, and let him know. Any other
Okay.
questions?
What is the meaning of life?
Yeah, if you give me 42, I'm gonna break this mirror phone.
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just let you know that we are gonna try to get the skull. I don't know about the gems, but I mean, if we can grab the skull and at least transport it for safety and then go back for the crystals, would that be okay? Because I don't want to carry both the crystals and the skull together. That sounds like a bad idea.
He said, if you guys get the skull, that he will send another mage to teleport there and grab the skull, and that he will keep the skull for safekeeping until you guys get the gem, and then he, along with some other wizards, will destroy the skull for you, thus sealing Thugmore to her fate back to the abyss.
Oh, good. We
Can we,
don't have to throw it into a volcano.
can we also get either a wand of knocking or maybe some knock scrolls, maybe at some point sent to us so that we can get through locked doors?
At this point, he just kind of smirks at you, and he's like, so are you telling me during all this time of adventuring, you received no gold, you found no treasure, you have no gems?
I don't have time to make scrolls, so and you've got connections, you got people. Right
That's
now,
right. And I'm using a lot of resources to secure the skull. He's like, I will, if you are successful, if your group is successful, I will have some items made for you as a reward if you're able to get the skull back to me and the gems. Then I will reward you and your party greatly.
okay.
That's what I'll do. Yeah, this is all Michael having this conversation to Tensor. That's what I can do for you.
You can do. I'll call you when we get the skull, because right now we're having a difficult time getting through to the different rooms because wizards seem to like slamming doors on us and locking doors. Um, so yeah.
It's
Um,
so he's like, so your group of adventurers can't bust down a.
and anyway, you know what? I'm gonna go.
He just starts laughing. Gray, Gray, you know I'm just messing with you. You know you're my little favorite. Look, things are going on right now that require my attention. Otherwise, I would try to send more help. I'm very limited on what I can do right now, and I'll explain things to you later. There will be help coming to you if you can bring those items safely. If you need help, then let me know and I'll see what agents who are down there and maybe they can provide additional help. And with that, he gives you a wink and he leaves.
Dial tone.
Pretty much.
Static in the mirror. It's like,
So, and with that, so while you're having this conversation with Tensor, every now and then you notice Mother Scrag would kind of be peeking over across your shoulder, not directly, but from far behind, and be looking at Tensor, and then go back and be like, you know.
should I do an
So
insight check to see if she has a crush on him?
no, she's an old woman. Well, maybe she does. So it's morning, you've slept, and you hear a knock at the door. Michael,
My
Gray,
house.
you hear a knock on the door.
Yeah, but it's not my house. So I'm a guest.
Damn you, Michael. All right, so Mother Scrag gets up and opens the door, and there she sees Duncan. Duncan.
So Gray was supposed to have come over here last night. Did she make it?
She's like, yes, come on in, child. You must be hungry. And she has some like smoked sausages already ready, for you guys. Some fresh juice and fruit. Fresh bread is just now coming out of the oven. There's porridge with honey. She's like, you could. Why don't you go get the rest of your group and we should all sit down and have a good breakfast. You should always have a good breakfast to start your day, especially you adventuring types.
Excellent idea. I'm gonna make sure Gray is actually inside before I go back.
Oh no, you see her,
About
Michael.
I stick my head through wherever room I'm in, and I like wave.
Fair enough. All right.
Oh, I just got to refresh my thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
I took 2 long rests, one in Foundry and one in D&D Beyond.
yeah, got to do twice the work.
I just reloaded.
Okay, so Duncan, you like I said, you notice the weather. It's a nice bright day. You don't really feel the sense of um, the fog that usually in the morning is is there. There's a light breeze, and you feel a page has turned. You feel like you guys are going now in the right direction. So you get back to the cabin and you open up the door, and Duncan,
Our cabin?
yes,
Oh, it's a glorious day. My lord is smiling upon us.
Duncan, you here?
I'm here.
You're supposed to invite them to
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or maybe he didn't want to share the breakfast. Maybe
I
like
guess not.
these
Yeah, yeah, no.
fools, murder hobos, can fend for themselves.
Hey, get up. It's breakfast.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. I worked up an appetite.
Okay. So, as a group, you guys are walking and you make it back to Mother Scragg's place where there's hot porridge, there's fresh sausage that's been cooked, the bread is now out. That's the first smell that you smell when you walk into the door. There's some fruit, there's even freshly squeezed orange juice. So it's a nice hearty breakfast. There's honey for the bread and the porridge. And so as you sit down to enjoy your breakfast, Mother Scragg asks, "So, how's how's dungeon life been treating you lately?" And she just kind of smiles.
Talk to her about the whole thing. I mean, not what actually happened there, but like just why I was there, why I came to her house.
Yeah, it's had its ups and downs. Not gonna lie.
Yes, that's the life of an adventurer. I was an adventurer once. So, she's like, "What are your plans to deal with this new threat, and what have you learned?"
Wait, did Michael already brief her? I mean, Gray.
Well, he
Dropping.
told her a little bit, but she also wants to hear it from you guys. I'm not talking about the incident that happened. I'm talking about in the temple overall. What have you guys been doing?
So yeah, I'm not saying nothing about that incident.
Yeah,
Not my proudest moment.
yes. We're actually moving on from that incident. So she wants to know about what you guys have been doing in the temple.
Well, we penetrated deeper into the temple, and we gained some more intelligence. We learned more about the whereabouts of the skull and one of the gems that needed for the skull. Like, I don't know how much I actually
No, that's
trust
what you
her.
know.
Like,
What?
does Thorn have a good relationship with her?
Um,
I mean,
you so far you guys have
organizationally,
you've
like, are
had
they on friendly terms and all?
yeah you when you first came into town, you were directed to go see her. So you
Yeah,
already know that she's an agent for Valletta. You also know that her, and you also know that Otis is too.
she's on the up and up. I mean, I was
Yeah, you don't feel any vibe that this lady's gonna betray you.
so I've gained a bit more knowledge, but it's definitely getting a bit hairier, shall we say, as we get deeper into the temple. It's more dangerous.
Well, she's like, well, I've brewed up another batch of potions for you, and they are the healing ones, but they're the uncommon ones. I can't remember the
Well,
name of them offhand.
could certainly make use of those if we.
Yeah.
The greater ones.
So, is it the greater one?
Hold.
The uncommon ones, I think so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
greater.
the greater healing. So everybody in the group gets one potion of greater healing and one potion of healing. So each of you gets two potions.
Yeah, much obliged.
Yep.
Thank you.
And
Not-
also, right now, you guys have your opportunity because you did your long rest. If you're going to switch out any spells in your rings or put any spells in your ring, now's the time to do it. Change out any spells, especially for Denver. You know, you look through your spell book. If you see any other spells, oh wait a minute, it's different now. I'll stick with the other style. So if there's anything else that you want to prepare before you guys take off, now is the time.
Do you use up spell slots just so that you know?
Okay.
So you have to cast into the ring.
So you would want to have you cast into the ring before you long rest,
Yeah.
and then you get those spells back.
Yes. Yes. You guys did that. I'm just assuming we're just going to say that you've already done that last night. For those of you who have magical items that recharge at dawn, go ahead and make your roll right now and add those to your charges.
Ooh, Stormhammer's back up and running.
I know, Denver, you have your Ring of Shooting Stars.
I just did those. That's what all those rollings were.
Okay. And then I don't remember if anybody else has anything. You also have magical wands, so those get recharged. You have to roll for those. And then I think that is it. So, you guys are all prepared. You've had a hearty breakfast, like 9 o'clock in the morning. And Mother Scrag has, you notice during this time that Lee's been taking notes of what you guys have been talking about as far as different cults, who's empowered, descriptions of the gems that you're looking for, the orb. Like, she's like everything that you guys have been morning for your report. You notice that she has been scribing all this. So, okay, you guys are rested.
Did your
You
crossbow
have,
get a good rest?
yes, the crossbow got a good rest. Yeah, I'm telling you, that crossbow is a nice crossbow.
Oh, the fancy double wand crossbow.
The Death Wand crossbow, yes. So what do you guys want to do now?
Let them know about my call from Tensor.
You
So
reveal that to them? Go ahead.
yeah. So
Mm.
basically, I got in contact with Tensor, and he
Tensor.
actually,
Wow. You know Tensor.
yeah, he's my patron.
Impressive.
Hey,
Sorry, I want to
anyway,
interrupt you.
anyway, he let me know that he actually wants all the pieces to the skull. So we have to get the skull and the crystals, or at least do our best to get them all. Um, he's also learned of the tension among the, I guess, the different factions, because we know that Marlos has the crystal, has her Earth crystal, but she hasn't yet surrendered the crystal to, I guess, the head priest, or I don't know, the secret
No, that wizard's name was
Valrinth.
Sauron?
Yeah,
Valrinth.
Sauron.
Valrinth.
Are you sure we want to do that? I mean,
Is out of
having that.
out of character, is Tensor known for being a force for good in
Yes,
Greyhawk?
he is. Out of the circle of eight, he's the one. The majority of them are, but he's the one who I want to say he's lawful. I have to double check on that. I can't remember it offhand. But
He's
yes,
lawful good.
or he's neutral good. So he's a side for good.
He's lawful. Anyway,
I was just saying, are we sure that's a good idea? I mean,
well, they're planning on destroying it, but we need all the pieces in order to destroy the skull. So that's why we're gonna collect all the pieces. But I basically let him know that I'm not comfortable with us holding all the pieces together. So at least
yes,
our
exactly. That's
first,
what I was thinking.
yeah. So our first objective should be to get the skull and then deliver it to safety first, so that we're not carrying it. And then I think we may want to do that for individual crystals as well, just so that
I mean, yeah, if we just get one gem, aren't they basically shut down? Can they make more gems?
No idea. That information hasn't been conveyed to me at all. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even know if there are more than one gem of each type. So that to me is an unknown. But we know where at least we can find the Earth gem. We just don't know where the skull is, and I think that's going to be really the challenging part of the whole thing is getting that skull.
Well, maybe we shoot for the gem and try and find out information about the skull while we're at it.
I mean, we know that it's beyond the second level, so it's more likely in the third or the fourth level. Oh shit, I shouldn't have said that.
No,
But
the gem, the Earth gem, just cutting. The Earth gem, you know, is with Marlowe. Marlowe's is in the first level of the dungeon because she's the Earth temple. She's with the Black Earth core.
I mean, I feel like, we pluck the low-hanging fruit. Slow them down at least.
but we
Do I know this or not? I don't know this. That she, yeah, because Noir said she was eager to hand over that crystal, or even that she hasn't told anyone else but him that she has it. So we probably have some time. It sounds like she has greater ambitions than working.
which could
She had-
also. Oh,
I mean,
sorry.
all the more reason to get a hold of it and get it out of her hands.
Or I doubt that.
I don't think anybody on that particular cult is going to give us much more leeway.
And
We
they're
we screwed with them a bit too much. We screwed with them a bit too much. I think most of our faces are known by now. My face is at least known by now. My height.
Oh, you've got such a lovely face on you.
So at this point, Mother Scrag is like, you should always stick to one objective at a time. That makes it easier. And then she looks at you, Duncan, and she's like, I notice you haven't said anything. What is your opinion?
The gem's the biggest part of this, or the skull's the biggest part of this thing. So the sooner we get that away, the better. Collecting everything's difficult, but getting the main piece away, because it sounds like there's some question as to what taking any one gem will do. So the direct approach always.
Okay, so what's your guys' plan of action? You do know that there is you found out that there is a secret tunnel that will supposedly lead you in the direction of the wizard. And you can go that route, or if you don't believe that information was true, you just have to keep going further down each level until you find him.
Well, if you're set on getting the skull, it seems like we should investigate this hidden passageway. Maybe perhaps avoid some of the danger.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Even if we just find a better way in and out of there, a bit too exposed, in my opinion. The way we've been going.
You mean just tromping straight down the stairs?
Yeah. Through the big old door into the huge room.
Fair enough. All right, well, let's gear up and head out to try and find that passage.
Okay. So you guys are all geared up. and you've had your breakfast, and you've recovered. So you guys start your way back um, to the Temple of Evil. And as you start to get closer to the temple, um, you notice that it's a little bit more quiet woods there. And even though it was bright and sunny where you left from, as you get closer to the temple, storm clouds are slowly forming. And it's almost, it feels like they are forming the nexus at the temple. The wind seems to be starting to pick up, and while it's not raining, it looks like a storm cloud that's going to be forming. So you guys see the temple. There's no other encounter, and it's pretty eerie the fact you barely even hear any um, sounds of nature that you normally heard on any of the other days that you have ventured in. It's just like it's almost like a dead silence. Okay, so
Do we go to the tower?
yes.
Hold on, let me
Oh
get
no,
that
you don't have
map.
to pull that up. You don't have to pull that up.
Okay.
So you guys go into the tower, and sure enough, just like the the secret door that led down to the, and if you were to keep going straight, you notice that the wall in the passage veers off to the west. But he said that if you searched, there would be a hidden passage if you go straight, if you look for it.
Hey, Joaquin, can we pop into a different channel for a little bit?
Okay, hold on. Just call me right now. Hold on, people.
Sidebar.
You're killing me, Michael. Hold on.
Just go into general.
Hang on, I got something for this. If I can find it.
Your phone, I think, is dead. Can we just jump into general real quick? Oh, hold on.
It's all good, the lobby.
There we go. It's in the chat.
And that's what inspired me to sing to you. Excellent. That's the lobby lady. Oh, that's the Mother Scrag. Would they figure it out if I just dropped them into general? Joaquin might wonder where we all went. Monty Python.
Okay, sorry about that, people. For those of you who do not know, is my DM's assistant because so you'll be seeing that in a moment. And he just wanted to make sure that he's placing the group in the right area once you guys the door. So you guys are at the location where it says that you the door. What do you do?
Anybody got any good detection skills?
Okay, go ahead.
Maybe investigation. When you look around for clues and make deductions based on those clues, deduce the location of
So
a hidden object.
behind you do hear. It sounds like there's somebody behind behind the wall, or it's just a very faint sound. No.
Maybe we should change into robes of something.
So we each pick a color. Or do we want to be uniform? Every time we do that, we lose gray for like half a day.
Okay, so are you guys going through the door?
But we could have gray just like poke our head around, perhaps. Ready to look appropriate.
I think we need to worry about that at this point. But we should wear some robes. Let's-
Let's go green. Is that the dirt? Wait, is that the dirt cult? Which one's the dirt? There, yeah, green.
So water. We're okay. So let's put on the water robes.
All right, Zenra, I'm gonna crouch down and get up on me shoulders.
That again? What is your strength, by the way, brother? I mean, Warren?
My strength is 19.
Okay, good. All right, so you have no problem carrying the halfling on you. Okay, so you guys gonna open up the secret door and go through? Okay. Um, go ahead and put them on. Let them see level 3 now. So as you guys enter through the secret door, you notice right away that the passage is lit, and the passage leads into a 20 by 30 room where you are at the end of the hallway there. You're horrified to see a huge green basilisk gazing at you. So all of you must make a
So
save versus purification.
Damn it, I knew we should have just had gray poke our head in.
Well, actually,
Yep,
the only
party
person who
wipe.
would not have to make a roll would be Thorin, because technically he wouldn't see him. Denver would see him, the rest of the group would see him, and you're just kind of like in between in the back, so you don't really get to see what's going on. So
Are you
all of you have to make a Constitution 15 save, or you become petrified.
Wait, should we move our characters into the right spot because we're just around?
No, that's how you guys. That's how you guys went coming through.
It's
So
two
before you
slots.
move anything,
I'm
the moment
under.
you guys walked in, you guys are all taking a save right now.
Yeah, but you described a room that we didn't even see.
Oh, that was my bad. Sorry, got ahead of myself.
Well, brother said he was going through first. It sounded like.
But you encountered the reason why I'm going to push you guys back is that you encountered it right here. It's right in front of you.
Okay.
So I just moved myself to be under Zenver.
Stop that, Tori. You and your advantages.
Wait, so Constitution?
Yep, 15.
I think I'm fine.
Can you take inspiration on saves?
Yes, you can.
We'll go ahead and do that then.
Okay.
M2.
No, it's not. I just fucking whiffed. All right.
Wait,
Now you have to beat a 15. Wait a minute, Gray. Why did you roll 2D?
inspiration?
Yeah.
Advantage.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, everybody seems to be good. Yep. So the basilisk is just staring at you guys. It's not even moving, and it looks just kind of confused to see you there.
Okay.
I don't know. What are you gonna? Are you attacking it? Because it's not moving. It's just staying there. It's just there, just sitting there staring at you.
I mean, it could be good. Could be friendly.
Should
So
we
what are you
just
guys
walk
gonna
past
do?
it?
I don't know. You could try.
What's going on up there? I say quietly to Zenver.
There's a big petrifying thing. But don't worry, it's
It's
not
a big
petrifying.
lizard.
He's not sitting on my face. I mean,
Okay,
I'm not saying
so
it would be the best thing to.
well, um, it's not a
It looks like a Komodo dragon or something, right?
yeah. I mean, you can go ahead and put that image up and so
Like
they
a
can
big ass
see.
lizard.
But it's a big lizard, and it has 4 legs, and there are a lot of spikes coming out of its not only on top of its head, but up and down the length of its body and tail. Oh, actually, it has 4 legs on each side, so it's got 8 legs. So it's not a natural looking creature.
It's like a lizard spider. It's like a
Yeah, there
lizard
you go.
spider.
That's what it looks like. No, it's just looking straight ahead.
Is he looking at anybody in particular?
Nope, just looking straight ahead.
Well, let's Do we need
In
to
fact,
take it
Tori,
up?
go ahead and roll an insight check.
Who?
Brother Saul, because he's up close examining it. So you're right. You're looking at it and you're studying the creature, and you're like, something seems off. I come close to it. It doesn't hiss. It doesn't move. All it's doing is staring. There's more than meets the eye here. Yes, you do. Yes, you would. Actually, it seems a little bit, because you rolled high, it seems almost magical. No, no, it seems more like an image, a very realistic image. Yeah, yes.
It's like a Medusa. We have to not look at its eyes, right?
Well, can you
I don't know if it
disbelieve
works
it
the same.
if you know that
Yeah,
it's an illusion?
you would not have to, you do not have to make eye. I don't know, are you touching it?
Touch it in a special place.
Illusion. I mean, I'm gonna stick. Well,
Do
I'm
you
gonna
have a,
put my.
do you have a mirror?
Yeah, I have a mirror. I have a mirror.
So what are you doing then, Gray?
I'm just gonna put my hand right through the basilisk.
And it goes right through.
Try putting the mirror in front of its face.
Well, can you disbelieve it now that you know that it's an illusion?
Yes, you can, but the illusion seems like it's really powerful magic, so it's not disappearing just because you don't believe in it. You just won't you just won't have the effect. It won't affect you if you look it in the eyes again. Mm.
Until we come back.
So, um, what are you guys doing?
Let's just walk by.
Okay, so now you walk into the room, and you notice in this room that there are torches along the wall, but the flame that's coming from them, magic.
Is this the room with the door?
Yeah, as you can see, there are two doors. Duncan, do you need help moving? Hold on.
He's
You know,
AFK.
yeah. You-
Okay. I feel like we're missing. Okay, there we go. I was like, yeah. So at this point, you hear a faint moan coming from the room up north, like like you just hear like a little plea, like please help me.
I don't trust that whole thing. You kind of
Okay.
miss.
What were you saying?
You remember the first level where somebody actually made that kind of a noise? We got attacked by a bunch of harpies. But they did.
Xander, would you mind putting your cat under there?
Sure, I can do that. Well, it's just that inevitably we're going to run into someone down here. It seems like. What's our story when we run into them? Let's get that sorted out now. What we're going to tell them.
No, you do not, nor do you know for the fire yet.
Well, but wouldn't it be suspicious if we're wearing water faction robes and we ask who the water faction leader is? Wouldn't that be kind of weird?
Yeah, well, what if we try the new recruit angle? We
Or
got
we could,
recruited by Noara, and he's told us to come down here.
but Nora is also part of a different faction, so that wouldn't also make sense because we don't know what their friendly list level is with water and earth at all.
Yeah, we make up a name then.
Well, one of the things that we do know is that the Earth faction has their crystals. So,
It's a
um,
gem, Michael.
oh, gem. So, we could say that we're looking for Valrinth, and that we have some news that we heard from, let's say, from somewhere, um, that we need to get to Valrinth. We still don't know what's on the other side of that door.
Sure, I'll send the cat through if I can see the other side.
Okay, so the door is
Is there a
and
keyhole?
you're just you yes, there's the keyhole, Duncan. I mean Denver.
Well, he's above halfling eye level at the moment.
I'll have to get down, I guess.
All right, I'll
What?
lift Zenver off my shoulders and set him down.
Yeah.
So is that what you're doing? You're popping your cat through the key again.
Yes.
So your cat pops through, and in you the room is plainly furnished, and it's like 20 feet square, and it's obvious it's the residence of someone interested in weapons of unusual sorts. Hanging on the wall is a man catcher, several sorts of punching daggers, metal gauntlet, double bladed with sharp skin, crossbow grips, a variety of knives with different patterns on them and hilts, um, maces, barded javelins, a short spear with a very broad leaf blade, and it seems like it does more damage than your average spear. An array of maces shaped in different animal heads, and one in particular mouth open. There's a light crossbow on the wall. There's some also heads of like a minotaur and other creatures like an ogre. And on the bed, you see a woman who is chained in manacles, and she notices your cat, and she's like, "Hello, is there anyone out there? Please help me.
Meow,
Hello."
meow.
She's she's she tries to get up, but you can tell that she's chained.
So
On the door.
the cat can't see anything, right? Can't see anyone else, right?
No.
All right, we're going to try to pick the lock of the door.
Okay.
Use your burglar skills.
And then Duncan, you're staying over there to watch if anything.
Indeed.
You're keeping guard.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. All right, Denver, you pull out your tools and you're like, this shouldn't be that hard. Open the door.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, so what are you guys doing?
Yeah, hold on. Go ahead. I can't move my token right now. There we go. I got it.
Okay. As she sees you first coming through Denver, she's like, oh, thank God. You guys look like you guys are a bunch of adventurers. Please release me and get me out of here. I don't want to be his plaything anymore.
Yeah.
I'm a merchant.
Just got dark.
What games are you?
Beard.
What games are you playing? You're probably just playing tic-tac-toe or something. It's not that dark.
Yeah. She's like, his name is Smeagol, and he is known to be an assassin and bounty hunter, and he has recently taken service here with the temple. And part of his reward was me. He thought that my family was a lot richer in the village of Hamlet, but they weren't. I tried to tell him that, and he said, you better hope for your sakes that they are. But I told him my family doesn't have 5,000. And then he grew very angry. And then she starts crying.
Just wait. Smeagol, like Lord of the Rings Smeagol.
Smeagol.
Yeah, that's what she says.
Is that,
She says his name is Smeagol.
is that in the adventure? Was that something you just made up?
No, it's actually in the temple.
Gosh, can they not come up with anything new?
This was made in what, the 70s, I
Well,
guess.
actually, you know what? It's like Smigmol, but I just like Smeagol. So Smeagol it is. That's me giving my homage to the temple. I mean, to the Lord of the Rings.
I was
You're
just
unique.
And you guys wouldn't even know about Smeagol. Please, I don't want to hear it.
Can I do a insight check?
Yes, go ahead.
Did
My
he
father knew a Smeagol once.
I'm studying this person.
the
Okay.
Smeagol guy have any gold rings?
She's
Oh,
like,
seriously?
so from what you can tell, and yes, Smeagol have two rings that he wears, one on each hand.
You don't happen to know if one of those was elvish, do you? Had like elvish looking runes?
Well, she looks at you and she's a human and she's like, I've only seen a few elves in my lifetime, so I couldn't tell you if what their writing looks like. And at that point, she puts up her hands with the manacle. She's like, please go.
Actually,
Please.
Did he ever disappear when he put on those rings?
you really want that ring.
Jeez.
She's like, no.
Oh,
Why? Is
well,
there a ring like that? There's a ring that can make you invisible?
yeah,
Copyright
there's
lawyer.
only one.
There can be only one.
Anyway,
So,
let's unlock these manacle thingies. That's okay,
Wait,
guys.
okay,
Right?
go ahead and make your check.
wait, hold on. Wait,
Wait, wait, wait.
did
What?
my roll read anything off of her?
No, I said you believe her story. You believe that she's some
She's legit.
victim. Yeah.
She wearing clothes.
Yeah, she's wearing clothes. I'm not going
Okay.
down that route. No, he was
Does she,
good.
does she have a beard?
There.
No, she does not have a beard. She's a female.
Well, that doesn't mean that she can't have a beard.
That's true. She's like, oh, thank you. What is your name, kind sir?
I'm Bob. This is Joe, Lady Jane, and
Theo. You can call me Theo.
Theo.
So she goes, Bob, the halfling, Joe, the dwarf. She looks at you and she's like, my
It's
name is Agatha. I am the daughter of a merchant who deals in raw ore for the village of Hamlet. That's who I am. And then she says your name sarcastically, Bob the halfling.
glad that
Make note of that.
happy to get you out of here.
She's like, thank you so much. Can you just please show me the way out?
Yeah, don't believe the basilisk thing. It's not real. It looks real. It's not real. If you think it's real, it'll actually act real on you. If you believe it's not real, it won't affect you. That makes sense, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
sort of.
just go out the door, hang a right, then hang a left, and you'll be on your way out of here.
Okay. She's like, so what are you doing down here? Not that I'm not thankful for you saving me.
Deliveries.
Deliveries.
Import
And then
export.
If
she
anybody,
looks at
if-
she looks at your cloak and she's like, so what what are you doing here if you're from the water temple? You know you're gonna start more trouble.
That we need to deliver. That's what we're doing.
She's like, okay, well, you know what? It's none of my concern. Is there any message you would like to give to anybody in the village of Hamlet?
We don't know anybody in Hamlet.
Well, first of all, like I said, Smeagol is an assassin bounty hunter, and he has been recently taken up with the temple. I know that there are 4 factions, and that they usually take victims like myself and sacrifice them, but Smeagol decided to keep me for his entertainment once he realized that my family was too poor to pay off the ransom. And if he said that if I ever bored him, that he would send me down to the lower temples and have me sacrificed. She's like, I don't know who he worked for. I really haven't heard that much. I just know this, what I've already told you. Usually he's in and he uses leather armor, and he has a variety of different weapons he likes to use, and he tracks down people and kills them.
You were surprised to see us. Who do you usually see?
I just see him, and there's a wizard, some wizard, Far something Riss. I don't know his name. I've only heard
Or
it once or twice.
Said we'd cause trouble being here. Who else were you expecting?
I was expecting him to come back, and then when I started hearing other noises of people talking, I took the chance that if they were adventurers like yourself, and then she starts crying again. She's like, "I just want to leave. Please let me leave."
We're not adventurers. Actually, I'm gonna.
I mean, if we're wearing
She's like,
green robes, why does she think we're adventurers?
Because
because
liar.
you guys are thinking you guys are helping her. She doesn't understand.
I'm gonna grab some like a weapon off the wall, and I'm gonna.
Once you do that, you see her tense up a little bit. She's like, "I swear that's all I know. They told me, please don't hurt me."
And then I hold on. I'm gonna take the weapon and like throw it to the ground really hard, trying to break it.
Okay. Well, depending on which weapon you grab, you're not gonna really get to break anything.
Well, I mean, just to put like scratches and stuff on it. So I guess
Okay. Like the
like,
wolf head mace, you're just gonna start smashing the ground or something.
Defecate on
something that looks not like something that looks a little bit delicate.
Well, the short spear you could break you could tell Duncan or something break or to break the shaft of the
Okay,
spear.
you know what? I'm gonna take the spear, and then I'm gonna take the pointy end, and I'm gonna like hammer it into the ground.
Okay. She just looks at you and she's like, "Oh, if Smeagol sees you doing that or freaks out about that, you're gonna be in trouble. Please let me go now, please."
You should take one of these weapons with you to help you just in case, because you have
She's
a
like,
long.
"I don't care. One of the daggers."
All right, I'm gonna hand her a dagger
Okay.
from the wall.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
you
what you
already.
guys did.
Yeah, you already did.
Okay.
Yeah, make a
So
left at the basilisk.
I'm gonna look at the dagger and kind of let's say I memorize the dagger.
you look at the
Don't look-
dagger and what?
I'm just gonna
But
look. I'm gonna make sure I look at remember the dagger itself.
Okay. Yep. So she takes the dagger and she's like, "Oh, thank you."
Sure
I'm
you don't
waiting.
want to.
I'm,
Well, you guys are in the green road, so she's like, "Okay, so I'm like I said, so there's no one in the village of Hamlet that you want me to give a message to?"
Wait a second. Mm,
She seems like she's fishing.
oh, she could be somebody else. You know what, I'm gonna step out of the room. You guys. Shit.
She goes, if you guys come to the village of Hamlet, come look for my father Jacob, and he'll give you a nice reward for freeing me."
To know a half elf druid in Hamlet.
She's like, "A half elf druid?" "Yes, I believe his name." She's like, I don't, I'm sorry, I don't remember. You don't understand what I've been going through." And then she starts crying even more.
Druid the half. Okay, well, I guess you should go. Does anybody have any other questions?
I'm just gonna detect magic the room. and her as she leaves or something.
So as she's leaving, you cast Detect Magic, and some of the weapons around you are magical, and she is radiating magic.
Stop her! Stop her! Stop her!
Thorin is right outside. Hey, don't let her go yet.
What's going on?
She's magic. She's concealing something. She's not just a prisoner.
So
All right, I try to stop her.
so she just stops. She's like, "What's the matter? What's going on? I thought you were gonna let me free."
Why are you magic?
She's like, "I don't know. They cast a spell on me, and they told me if I'd ever leave, that they'd be able to track."
Well, I guess I can dispel it.
Is Dispel Magic a, what do you call it? One of
Or you
those
could
you can
use
take 10 minutes on?
I do. If I have to do it quickly, I can also do it slowly. I believe it's
Yeah, with the incantation. I can't
We
remember
could
what the word
use
is.
Ritual.
ritual.
We could use it.
Ritual.
Or if not, I think.
Who's gonna come coming?
Yeah, I'll cast it. That's fine. I'll do it.
Oh, Ritual. That's the word I was looking for. Can you Ritual cast it?
I don't think so. Let's say
Why don't we just turn this into a trap?
turn what into a trap.
Said if she leaves, they'll be able to track her, right?
Right.
Yeah.
What if she's lying about what the magic is?
Well, yeah, possibly. It'll be a boring wait. But what else do we lose?
Okay, so what? Is she coming with us then? Or are we going to leave her, take her out?
Just take her somewhere in the woods, a little further away, somewhere halfway between here and town. See if
Oh, that works.
Would Identify work on a spell cast on a person?
It's one creature option.
That isn't. I thought Identify was for magical and stuff.
I believe you can go away. Identify. Can. Object.
So what trophy is on the wall? Like trophy head is on the wall.
There's like a minotaur, an ogre. There's a troll.
All right, I'm gonna rip the
Yes.
troll head off the wall.
So,
Okay.
what? Agatha is her name, right?
Yes.
Agatha, I'm going to need you to just hold my hand for 10 minutes while I figure out what spell exactly is affecting you.
She's like, she looks at you and she's like, "You're not gonna hurt me, are you?"
As long as you're telling the truth, no.
So she puts her hand out.
All right, and I will ritually cast Identify. In 10 minutes, I'll know any creature I am touching. I'll learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay. So you notice that at this point that she's wearing a there seems to be something magical under her dress that she's wearing.
Oh.
City built.
Okay. Is there any spells that are affecting her? I would know that.
No, in fact, the magic is now, you can tell that it's coming from an item on her.
Under. So I'm gonna Gray. Can you come here for a second?
Michael.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you come here for a second, Gray?
Ryan, right here.
I'm just gonna like whisper like in Gray's ear, like there's a magical item under her dress. And I'll kind of point in the general area where I see it coming from.
Yeah, it's like it feels like it's like right, like her dress comes up to, it is ragged, but it comes up to her neck, but it's still torn around there. But it seems like whatever it is underneath that part in the center of her chest.
Yeah, could you do the searching so I don't have to?
Hey, brother, do you
center of
see
her chest?
Duncan? Where's he gone to?
Does it look like she's wearing a necklace?
If you you don't know that unless you examine her.
All right, I'm gonna examine you because the spell might be on top of you. We're gonna see if you have an object on you that can track you. So I hope you don't mind if I search you.
Strip search you? Is that what you said?
If it
No,
comes to
So
that,
she's like,
Sorry,
she
I
goes,
you cut out and I just heard search.
so she's like, look, this necklace, they told me if I take it off, that it's cursed. And if I take it off, I'll die. So please don't. And then she goes down to the top of her dress, and she just lifts up this necklace, and you see that the ruby in there has a slight glow because of the spell. She's like, please don't make me take it off. No.
should I identify this now?
I think you should
Yeah.
identify it.
We got time.
All right,
As
let's
long as we're
identify.
here.
And you didn't have to lift your dress. You could have just like shown us the necklace.
Okay, when
She's.
Joaquin said dress, I wasn't thinking like upper part. I was thinking lower part.
Or she just wanted to hold the hands with our fine halfling.
Like she knows she's wearing a necklace, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And it's cursed. So if I knew I was wearing a cursed item, I would like immediately ask for help.
Right. That's what Duncan would do.
But it depends on what the
So
curse is.
Don't
how
worry.
The curse is affecting you.
I had some experience dealing with cursed items.
too bad Duncan didn't hear you say that.
I just put my fingers in my ears and wait.
So she's like, she kind of backs away from you as far as she can, just like with swaying back a little bit, and she puts her hands up. She's like, please don't touch it, please.
I have
I
to touch it.
I just want to go. They could probably help me in Hamlet.
No, we're trying to help you. You're not gonna get very far with that necklace. If we can help you remove it, then you should accept our help.
You don't want to be putting your family in danger by dragging a cursed object into your house, do you?
She's like, no, that's why I was gonna go to the church of St. Cuthbert. I know that he'd be able to remove it.
No.
I used
Don't do that. They'll charge you a fortune.
no, not
No.
not our Cuthbert.
Yes.
He's a good friend of our family's. My family donates to him every month to the church.
Oh, I'm sure you donate to them a bunch every month.
And she
Yep.
slaps his face. What do you mean by that?
That the donations are not exactly optional.
She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were implying something else. Look. So she's like, look, my family has long standings in Hamlet. Okay? He will help me with the curse. Please just let it go. Please let me go.
Uh-huh. Gray, you buying any of this?
I'm not sure. If we can identify the necklace, then we can definitely know for sure if
Yep.
she's. Cause
All right. Hold her still, someone.
Okay, as you do that, she looks up at you
Now,
and like with like a devious look, and her voice starts to deepen, and she's like, "Little one, you have bitten off more that you can chew." And she removes the necklace, and as she does, she starts slowly. You see the bones are increasing, and she starts to grow, and her jaw, her face is now transformed into a wolf. And as she's laughing, it's starting to turn into a howl. She's like,
Yeah.
everybody roll initiative.
Oh yeah, she can do that too. Show him, Gray.
I can grow fur on my face.
Hold on. I gotta
Oh,
replace
now you're
this.
talking my language.
Good.
Oh,
You have to turn the encounter thing on or whatever.
Yeah, hold on, give me a second. I have to pull the werewolf out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, first, hold on.
Oh my god. I always roll horrible for initiative. Well, no,
Should
but it's
run
hard for me
away.
to it's hard for me to position myself in the front when I'm last, and like everybody gets to hit you before I get to do anything.
Alright, hold on. I just want to do.
Because it's a cat.
It's a badass.
It's a black cat. So
I
it's
mean,
way
it's
cooler than all of us.
it's good. I want to see that.
See, told you.
I feel like the cat might be sacrificing itself again.
Trust, help me. If you hear it in a dungeon.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, we know that she's not Smeagol because I just broke a couple of his things. Oh shit.
damn, she's quick.
She like
Why
Smeagol's
did you put
roommate.
your cat on there?
Because the cat's in the room.
Shivers. All right, that's fine. So,
Kill my cat again if you want.
maybe I will.
Maybe the cat's gonna jump right into its face and sacrifice itself for Zenver.
So the werewolf, Duncan, you rolled? Okay. So the werewolf is going to be take a swing at you, Denver, for causing all this problem.
Wasn't causing it. I was.
Yeah, but she was in front of Denver looking at him, so
It's a tasty morsel.
yes. Thank you, Tori, for putting that up there. All right.
Oh, is that what a werewolf looks like?
Yep. All right, Denver, what's your AC?
It is. Attributes.
What is it?
14.
Okay, so it hits. Okay, you now need to make a DC 12 Constitution check on top of the damage.
Save or check.
So the damage is going to be 5. So you are making a DC 12 Constitution check.
Check.
Or saving throw.
Which one?
They're two
Yeah,
different
saving
things.
throw. Yeah, because it's not an ability check, Drew.
Woo! 4.
Okay. So, you get bit. She takes a big bite out of your shoulder, but not like it's big enough to like it did a lot of damage, but it did hurt you because it's only 5 damage. And now she's going to claw. She's gonna claw Gray.
Justin, give me a bitch slap. It's gonna be a cat fight.
Am I a werehobbit?
I don't know. So, what's your AC?
It's 14.
All right, so she hits. Only 4 damage. You guys are getting low. She just barely cuts across your on your shoulder. She just like just a little claw mark.
Bitch, I don't scar.
So, oh wait. All right. So begin combat. Remove tracker. So what does your cat do? What does Tuki the cat?
Tuki the
Tuki
cat.
the Undying.
Tuki's gonna puff out of
Dookie.
his
You
cat.
should call him Dookie the cat. That's
Tuki.
messed up.
So Tuki is going to poof herself out of existence.
Okay. So Tuki is gone.
Yep.
All right.
Down there for now, I guess.
Yeah, I'll delete it. Okay. All right, brother. What are you doing? Yes.
We're still
Remember,
doing it.
you can only cast a cantrip as a normal action if you cast as a bonus action a bonus spell. Wait, what was the name of the spell?
Just cat.
So as your bonus action, you can only cast a spell that requires a bonus action. So if you decide to attack with your main action,
So you have to respect the casting time of the spell. So you could
Yeah.
cast 2 spells if one was a bonus action spell and one was an action spell, or you could cast. No, you came in late. We had a discussion before you.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. No, she takes the damage. Okay. Alrighty.
I am gonna move up, back 1. I didn't break, so I'm gonna
Yep.
cast a vicious mockery on her.
All right. Let's see. So wisdom. No, she fails.
Sweet. 8. Normal. Gotta recalculate that. So 9.
All right, 9 points of damage.
Or she's got too much mustache.
Supersized
So-
version.
She just kind of looks at you as you make that. All right, Duncan, what are you doing?
Start by running into the room.
Okay.
kind of room we got here.
You can slip in. There's like 3 spots you can slip in.
I moved out of the way just in case. You needed.
So if you move out of the way, you're inviting an attack of opportunity.
Well, I moved less.
No, she's still in his range. So Duncan can either slip to the left or the right to her, to the very top of the diagonal, if he wants to make more room for the rest of the party.
I mean, Duncan can move through your square.
Can't end there.
Because-
Hang on,
because
counter's
you're-
reloading.
So he could be here, or he could be here, or he could end up here. Right, you can travel through a friendly space, you just can't end your move in a friendly space.
Yes, or in the space of another creature.
We got her trapped, so we're good. She's not running away.
What's behind her?
Nothing. It's just her room.
Well, there's a chair. There's a table and a chair, but
In that back
Sure,
corner,
like-
the corner
Yeah.
from where I
Like-
came.
Like
Right.
there.
Ideally, all right, we might be getting here. Hang on. I was gonna knock her back. Ideally.
Okay.
So you'd want to be on. So you'd probably want to be here. If you got to the right of her, then you could knock her to the left.
Yeah, let's go knock her into the table and chair. So
Okay.
we'll start with the whip.
$23. That's a hit.
Cat is in a different plane of existence right now.
Yeah, not great. So 12 on an athletics or acrobatics check to not get knocked back 5
Yeah,
space.
but- Ooh, I almost saw a 5. She made it with 17.
All right,
So
That was-
you tried to knock her back, and she held her ground.
let's try it again just for giggles.
Okay. You hit.
Terrible.
Yeah. Well, you never know how low.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you never know, especially with this. No, I rolled a 22. A 20. So in that case, when you were trying to knock her down, she pushed against you.
I don't have anywhere to go, so it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. And then are you gonna just swing at her? Okay, yeah.
All right, 9 and 7, 7 holy.
So 16 damage total.
That's it for me. So much for
Alright. That took a big chunk out of her.
really not afraid of the whip, so I can't scare her back at all.
Yeah. All right, Denver, what are you doing?
I don't have any condition because I failed that save, do I?
What?
I got hit. I had to make a save. What was the save for? Was it a condition?
Yes, but you don't know about the condition yet.
oh,
Oh, so I act normally right now?
Yeah, there's nothing. You don't notice anything. You
Y-
when you got bit, you felt yourself fighting something, but you're
Okay.
not quite sure what it is.
Gotcha. Okay.
You won't know until the next full moon, I'm guessing.
Then I
But you
will.
guys won't know that. You guys won't know that in character, but yes.
Let's do the good old dagger attack.
wouldn't brother know that?
Yes, he would if he examines the wound. And did he see her? Where he was positioned? Did he that Denver got hit. So to sort this out right now, why don't you just make a perception check? If you roll a 10 or higher, you notice that he got bit in particular.
I wonder how Pelor would feel about a werewolf cleric.
Yes, you did notice that he got bitten by a werewolf. Okay, so what are you going to do, Denver?
I attacked him. I rolled a 13 to hit.
And you hit.
A hit with 13?
Yeah, they only
Wow.
have an armor class of 12.
Okay. Then I do the damage. And I
And what were you striking with?
a dagger.
Your magical dagger? Was it a +1 dagger?
It was a +1 dagger.
Okay.
Did I did damage? Yeah, I did 5 damage. 5
So you
damage.
do 10? 10 damage?
No. It's +3. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage.
8 damage total. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. I don't want to disengage, so that's fine.
Okay. All right, Thorin, you're up.
All right, looks like I can see if I can't lay the smack down onto the beastie with my Stormhammer. Select actor. Throw hammer. Well, swing hammer.
Okay.
Oh, 26.
You hit.
And let's put a wee bit of damage on the beastie. Oh, disregard. I hit critical by accident.
God, you guys are a bunch of cheaters. All right.
I'll just
Go.
take the
15. Okay. Proficiency. So at this point, the door opens and a person in a black robe goes, "What is the meaning of this?" And no, it's not Noir. I'm just using.
Only voice you have.
Yep.
Can you do like a little girl voice?
What, for the wizard? He's not a girl.
I mean, I'm not gonna judge if he sounds like a little girl.
The wizard does not sound like a little girl. So he's like, "What is the meaning of this?"
What is the meaning of this?
You're not going down that road.
It's
So
a
this
wizard or a
this
mage.
somebody appears wearing black robes.
We woke up the neighbors.
Yes, and he's like, "How dare you from the crushing waves attack me and my allies? I will destroy you all."
Your ally. This beastie was chained up.
What do you think you are?
All right, we move up to the next round.
Apparently he doesn't want to parlay.
I don't think so.
All right, well, we tried. Now it's murdering time.
All right. So once again, he will take a claw at Denver. 15 hits.
Ditch. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we hear you. So you
Occasionally.
take 6 damage.
She
Six?
is supposed to roll disadvantage.
Oops. I guess the 15. Well, I'll roll another dice, and so far the lowest is 15.
Okay.
Or the 17 could hit.
Tried.
So 17 hits. So 15 hits, and you take 6 points of damage. And the claw will come after you, Gray, and it will this time be at disadvantage.
Doesn't. It's only the first attack.
Yep, the claw.
The claw.
So, does the 15 hit you, Gray?
But you don't have to. It's only the first attack that she has disadvantage. Or second one, she has more than one attack.
Okay. So that hits. You take 4 points of damage.
Where did she claw me?
She clawed you on the chest
Oh, did it rip my shirt?
a little bit. And with that, brother, what are you going to do? Yeah, she's bleeding and looks exhausted and doesn't look like she's going to be able to last.
Wall of wolves.
Okay, what are you doing? Okay. Let's see. So, hold on. No, she fails. You kill her. She falls and shrivels up as the poison takes over her body. And she coughs up the green clouds.
Well, so much for that.
Werewolf down.
We won't get any more information on that.
Yep. All right, Gray, what are you doing?
I'm gonna yell to the mage and say, "Hey, we were just trying to deliver a message to Falrinth, and this werewolf lady decided to attack us."
He looks at you and he goes, "I am Faldrin. What kind of message are you
Uh-oh.
delivering?"
We learned that the Earth Temple has their gem.
And so you come in and assault my bodyguard, and now you killed her?
Well, she started it.
She started it. She turned into a werewolf and attacked you?
When we asked for you, yes.
She's like, my poor child. So, I'm here. What is your message?
Like I said, the Earth Temple has their gem. I don't know if we just learned about it, that they weren't going to hand it over for some reason.
Farland's like, that is interesting news. But you now have to atone for what you have done. Yep.
Sauron.
And why
Sauron
do
and
we have to
Smeagol.
and why do we have to atone?
Why do you have to atone? He's like, You sniveling little creature. First of all, you should be bowing when you talk to me.
Well, pardon me, and then I bow.
He's like, that's better. I swear, this fighting of the temple, you of the lower temple, must cease. All of you seek glory, but the glory that you seek is not attainable, for you are not worthy enough to gaze upon such power. So, you said Marlos has the earth element gem and hasn't brought it to me.
So she's had it for a while now.
He's like, I will deal with her, but better yet, why don't you deal with her and bring me the gem?
We aren't strong enough to take her on. But
He's
we
like,
can.
you look pretty strong to me. You killed my bodyguard without suffering any major injury.
But Marlos is very powerful. She's, unless you know how we could defeat her, we don't know if we can do that ourselves.
He's like, silence! First of all, when I give you an order from the greater temple, you obey. I don't know what kind of recruits or crushing wave is recruiting these days, but you guys better learn obedience and you better learn it quick, or I will teach it to you.
Sorry, sir, and then I bow again. I didn't mean disrespect. We're new, so
Of course you are. Now, out of my sight, before you feel my wrath.
I don't know. I could go for a little of that.
What are you guys gonna do? Gray, you're on the clock. Just
I
wanna
know.
what's your next
I
turn.
think I'm gonna. We should head out. So at least we're out of his sight. I'm gonna pretend we're leaving.
Okay.
Oh,
Do
snap.
the rest of you follow?
Reload.
Lead?
I'm gonna stay behind, hopefully, and not get noticed.
Actually, yeah.
I follow Gray, but I'm not wearing a green robe because Zenver's wearing it.
Anybody else going? Like who's staying behind and who?
Just gonna stop right here. Go whoever it is.
All right. So Duncan and Thorin, what are you guys doing?
I did prepare us.
Following Gray.
Okay, and Duncan, you're doing the same thing.
I'm gonna try and screen for Zenver.
Oh, I think I'm gonna be good here. I'll just be like, I'll be a second. Whisper to Duncan.
Okay, so then Duncan, do you follow them? Okay.
And then close the door.
Okay. So at that point, as soon as you guys round the corner, Faldwin, he comes in and you hear him starting to open the door. What are you doing, Denver?
Okay, I was going to try to grab all the magical items in the room. As soon as I hear him coming through, I'm going to cast invisibility on myself.
Okay. So you succeed just in time as the door opens and the wizard walks through and he gently is holding he's gently holding her and he's like, my poor Agatha, what have they done to you? Don't worry. They will pay. First we will find out if they are capable of getting the gem for me, because these are trivial matters. And second, I will take you before the temple, before Izu himself, and offer you up as a sacrifice. You have served the temple well, and that is all I can do for you. And with that, he picks up he picks up her body, her limp body, and he starts to leave and go into his room.
Okay. Does he close the door behind himself?
Yes, he does.
I know that's
So you guys would be around this corner while he was walking straight. So you guys wouldn't like Junkin and Thorin. You guys would all be right over here discussing all
I
this.
was just following Gray.
Yeah.
Who was where Gray was.
well, I was expecting the guy to not walk in line of sight, so that's why I stopped.
Okay. So with your detect magic, the mace on the with the wolf head is magical. There's a dagger that's magical, and what you didn't really notice this before, but on the corner near the Minotaur's head, there is a whip that's shaped like a
Tentacle?
python. A python.
Close
So the
enough.
handle is wrapped like a python snake, and then out of its mouth comes the whip. That is magical.
Okay, I'm grabbing all of it and
Okay.
then taking off down the hall to catch up.
Okay.
Do I need to roll stealth? I'll try stealth.
Yes, you would have to if you're trying to leave quietly.
Still stealth.
You do. You are able to close the door silently and you sneak off.
Move. Cool.
Okay.
Hey guys, guess what? He's
What?
gonna even if we get him his gem, he's gonna kill us anyway.
That's why we
Why
need a
would you
plan.
do that?
Apparently, he had a thing for his bodyguard.
So, want to handle this now?
We could.
Yes, because he
I
is our
got
first.
some cool magic stuff. I mean,
Okay, go ahead and describe the items to them.
I got a
Since we did the identify, the dagger is a +1 dagger.
no. That's
Then-
gonna take me a half hour to do.
Oh, it take you a half hour. All right.
10 minutes per item. So I don't have
Then
time.
which one do you want to do first? Or what is the only item that you want to be able to fully be able to recognize?
I'm gonna hand the mace to Thorin. I'm gonna hand the whip to Duncan. What was the third thing?
The
It was a
third thing was a dagger.
It's a dagger. I'll just give Gray the dagger and say, I don't know what these are yet, but they're good.
But you have one chance to identify one item completely to the fullest. Which one do you choose?
I will do the whip. That seems cool.
Okay. So as you delve further into discovering the magic of the whip, you're like, this is interesting. This is the whip of the pythons. So it's a +1 whip. And when you make a hit, you can choose to do a grappling attack with the whip. And the opponents is they have to make a strength 15 or they are considered grappled by the whip, which is why they got the name the whip of the python.
Nice.
Did you get all that, Duncan?
Yeah, I think so. So it's just on a hit.
On a hit, you can make a decision whether you just want to do your normal damage or you can choose to make a grappling attack, and then it constricts around them.
How do I? Yeah, there we go. All right, I'll worry about. I'll need some help plugging that in later.
Okay.
So we want to do it?
We need a plan first, or we just want to bust in?
Yeah, it probably would have been better with his hands full.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah, I'll go and knock.
Okay,
That's
wait.
fun.
Before
all
you
go.
guys do anything, are there any spells that you want to cast now? Any defensive things? Anything you want to, start preparing for? Now is the chance to do it before you get into this fight.
Are you still invisible, Zenver? Did we just see these magic items float
No,
over to us?
As soon as I started touching things, I lose invisibility, don't I? So I would have lost it a while
No,
ago.
I thought if you
I thought it was just if
attack,
you, yeah,
if you,
attack.
Cast a spell,
so
another spell.
yeah. I
Okay,
mean,
then
Right.
he
Or
can
another
still stay
concentration
invisible.
spell.
I undo invisibility when I show up and start talking to them, I guess.
No, you'd be invisible.
I could stop the spell if I want to.
Yes,
That's
you can.
concentration, right? So you can just stop concentrating.
Stay invisible for now.
Stay invisible. Just tap somebody on the side and hand them the thing,
Okay.
because that's going to come in handy here in a second.
Okay.
And no fireballs, please.
All right. Just
How do
give
you
me
feel
a
about
few
lightning?
seconds. Just give me a few moments just to get this thing ready and prepared. Hold on. So, like I said, if there's any spells you're gonna cast to improve your armor class, do anything, buffs. Now, be right back.
Hmm.
Hopefully, if this is just a mage fight, I don't need armor class improvement.
What is
See,
blank?
there's hope.
I mean, if it's like the other room, if it's a sleeping place, I don't think he's gonna hide an army in there unless he teleports an army in.
Now, look at the size of this map. There's more through that other door. It's the only door left.
Wait, what other door? Don't tell me I did not make that a thing.
This door?
Oh, okay.
The mage door?
Okay.
I mean, yeah, it's probably. I mean, there's a high probability of a secret door down here, I would think. Because otherwise,
Would anybody like a blessing? I can cast a blessing.
Is it a? I'll take whatever. I don't got nothing. No, actually, yeah.
A blessing gives you a plus d4 to an attack roll or saving throw for a minute.
Kind of does it. It kind of depends
I
on the
mean,
curse, right?
wouldn't he be an adorable little werewolf though?
I might get taller.
A little puppy.
But does the curse break if we kill the? Doesn't the curse break if you kill the person who made you the werewolf? Or is that
We don't know.
is that or that vampires?
I mean, I don't know how it works in Dungeons and Dragons
I think I read that somewhere.
5th edition Greyhawk. You'll have to consult with Tensor later, perhaps.
BRB a little.
Alright, well, I will cast a blessing upon Brother and Zenver
You can't see me.
and Gray.
You can't see me.
It just says within my range. It doesn't say I have to see you.
Okay. What's the thing?
It's you get a d4 on your attack roll or saving throw for the next minute.
Okay. So you guys are ready now?
So I cast a spell on some of the party members here. I said a blessing upon us. And I think Patrick went AFK.
Okay.
BRB.
You too?
No, that's what he said before he left.
What do you say?
He said he'd be right back quickly, or something like that.
All right, so you guys have cast all your spells, and it looks like Denver went back into the room.
I mean, I'm invisible, so why not?
All right, make another stealth check.
Make another stealth check. Okay.
Yeah, you went back into the room. You have to see if you did it.
Might be one of those creaky doors.
But I don't think he closed the door. Did you close the door?
You
No.
shouldn't. You didn't close the door?
No.
Well, regardless, you still have to make a stealth check as you were walking. Who knows? You could, you roll really low for whatever reason. You step on a sharp little rock or something.
Uh-huh.
No, you could be running and you would have been okay.
Seems pretty decent. Pretty decent.
That's my second 20 of the night. This will end well.
You could have gone in and jumped up and down on his bed. Quietly.
Okay, so
what's our battle plan? We're gonna smash in the door and start throwing spells and swords. Well, we could have our rogue pick the lock on the door, maybe, and stealthily open the door.
Yeah, I can do that.
So we hide around the corner slightly, so that when the
at
door
this
opens,
point-
he looks out and he doesn't see anything.
while you guys are talking among yourselves,
And then we throw a grenade in there.
the door opens. It's Falcon. He appears and he was Falrith. He appears and he was like, "Do you fools, do you not recognize my power? I know all about you. You're the adventurers who's been causing so much trouble. And you, little halfling, think you can match wits with me? I know you're in the room hiding. I know all about all of you. Roll initiative."
I rolled a 20 stealth check. Natural 20 stealth check. You can see me. Is he a god?
Not a god.
I don't want to hear it.
You rolled a 1. You were totally caught off by all of this. You're like, what? All right, Duncan, you're leading us off.
All right, hang on. See, now I lost map vision.
I'm gonna start playing my instrument while I wait.
Okay.
Do you think now's an appropriate time for a jaunty tune?
Yes.
I'll
Very
take it.
appropriate. Need a soundtrack. It's the epic battle.
Soundtrack for this.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum.
How passe. Alright, I'm up.
I'm mostly instrumentalist. And I like to hum.
Alright, let's do the thing. So this was a +1 whip?
Yeah.
Alright, so just accelerate everything +1. I'm using the old whip still.
Okay. You. Yeah.
Hey,
You-
that didn't matter.
That's not good.
That's much better.
Okay. So at this point, when you hit, the image faded, and you hear a laughter
Where do I hear it?
over here. And as he appears over here, you
Move.
see a shimmering of light.
Okay.
The rest of you, well, Duncan, you're going to see it when you go running back around the corner, but you see a shimmering of light, a little barrier that seems to be around him.
Alright.
Okay.
So I'll go spend the rest of my move.
Yep.
That was what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just around him?
Yeah, just around him. It's just a little glimmer.
Shimmer. He's a glitter vampire.
Alright. Now I'll make my last attack.
Okay. Now you notice that when you get closer to him, he seems to be have a little bit of multiple images. So you're going to be rolling at a disadvantage.
Alright, well, this upsets me enough that I'm going to be raging.
Yeah, I can tell. All right, go ahead. You miss.
Yep. Alright.
Just barely, though. It just seems like you just barely missed.
I'll go ahead and stay where I'm at.
Okay. All right, Gray, what are you doing? I'm going to hit begin combat.
One ability I haven't used in a while. Let me just double check to be sure it doesn't conflict. Oh, it does conflict. Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm gonna cast. I'm actually gonna give Duncan a bardic inspiration. So you have access to 1d8 for 10
Somebody
minutes.
else. Get somebody else.
You sure about that?
Nuke them.
Uh,
So somebody who's got an attack coming up.
all right. You know, I'll give it to Zenver. And then I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery. So that was my bonus action, and the Vicious Mockery is my main action.
Okay.
Page shows up.
And Vicious Mockery is Wisdom, right?
Yeah.
He's good. Oh, when the illusion disappeared, that's when he appeared over here. Yeah. So you would have to. Anybody can make an arcane check to figure out what he did, who are spellcasters. Yeah. Okay. So from Denver's point of view, Mordaga, you're really bad. All right. So Denver looked at it And you're like, so he casts an illusion, and then while that was going on, he turned himself invisible, and then he walked while we were all paying attention to him over there.
So hold on. I guess it depends on how we did it, but
So how many spells did he cast?
both are
I
concentration
don't want to
spells.
hear it. These are prepared spells while you were being prepared.
So is he allowed to break rules?
What?
Is he allowed to break rules?
Yes, he's evil. He's allowed to break rules.
What do you mean he's allowed to break rules?
Both spells are concentration spells, so unless he turned invisible, made the illusion around the corner, I don't know how he would do that at the same time.
Well, I guess you're gonna have to figure that out, aren't you? Dun, dun, dun. How was he allowed to do that?
Magic items.
Maybe. Mm. Alrighty. So, brother, what are you doing? Yep. Yeah, that's a wall. Title he wave him. What's that spell? Okay. Okay. And what level spell is that? Okay. Alright, make sure you just mark it off. Okay. Alright. He will. Ooh, he failed, so he gets knocked down.
Oh, I don't like to see that one.
Alright. Hold on. I gotta make. Okay. So he falls, he said? So he's not prone. Okay. Alright, he's not prone. Alrighty. Denver, what are you doing?
Okay. There he is. What should I do? I'm still invisible. I still don't think he sees me. No, we'll just go.
From what you can tell, he's in the middle of the combat dealing with stuff. No, he doesn't see you. Or you don't think he can see you.
Yeah. Both right there. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. All right. Let's go ahead and let's magic missile the guy. See what he does.
Okay.
Start off doing that.
Alright. Are you casting the spell or are you using your crossbow?
I am casting the spell. So
And at what level?
at level 1.
Okay.
So that'd be,
So you cast the magic missiles, and just before they hit, you notice that this brooch lights up, and all of a sudden the damage is absorbed.
is that something that was like static, or did he activate that? Can I tell?
No, you it looks like a magical item to you.
Right, but can I tell if he activated it, or if it was just a static thing that was always on?
It doesn't look like it's an activation. In fact, you would be aware of this because it's a uncommon, but it's a brooch of shielding.
Ah,
It's a common magic, so you would have known. Well, it's uncommon, but you would have known about this.
ah.
So you
Um,
recognize his little, but the brooch is in the shape of a skull. So the eyes light up as it absorbs the damage.
Okay.
Cool.
I think what I need to do is point at the thing, yell dibs, and then move back here and hide.
Okay. All right. So the wizard gets back up, and he is going to. Okay. I gotta look at this one thing, but he's gonna cast a lightning bolt. Oh man, I thought you were gonna get right behind the group. I was like, yes, I'll catch you all.
I was, if I had one more square movement, I would have.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna stay there. I'm like, oh yes. So I want to check on something really quick. All right. So he casts lightning, so that goes in a straight arc. So all of you are going to have to make a dex save, and you're going to beat. Just want to make sure I get his features right. You're going to have to beat a 16.
Everyone?
Everyone in a straight line. Right, right. Start with Duncan straight. So Gray, you'll be the last to get hit by that.
What can I save?
Dexterity, and you have to beat a 16. Okay. So oh my god. So all of you who have made your save by half, take 62 damage.
Dead.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we're all well.
What kind of damage is it again?
It is so it's a lightning damage, and the type of damage is electrical damage.
Mm. One more time, how much?
62.
If you failed the save, it's 62, or if you made the save,
No.
it's 62.
If you made the save, that's half, so it's 62.
62 is the half.
62 is the save at half. 104 would be if you failed.
104.
are
It should
all
be
zero.
52. 104 divided by 2 is 52. Not
Okay, my
62.
bad. It's 62, so it's 100. Like he rolled max, so sorry, 62. So it'd be like 124 damage. You don't understand. Michael saw that roll; it was crazy because
What's your
he, he pumped in he pumped in 2 more additional levels of spell because it's an 8d6 lightning damage.
right? What's
So now it's a 10d6. Oh wait, hold on.
Rolled wrong then.
Hold on. My bad. Hold on. So it's 10d6, not 10d20. Oops. I gotta do this again.
It's like, what the
10d20.
fuck?
Jesus.
It's all these D20s roll. I was like, who is that?
The
I
guy
want that
that said,
spell.
Calm down, Vegas.
all right, my bad. All right. I was like, you looked at that, I was like, I didn't intend on killing people with a one shot with this. All right, that makes
I
more
mean,
sense. All right,
you
56.
still did probably kill Saul, but
you gonna
No, it's only 31 if you failed.
That sounds reasonable.
So rounding down, it would be 16 if you on for half damage. But Duncan, I thought you could, because you see it, you can actually jump out of 8, right?
I got a bonus to the dexterity save, which I took.
Okay.
do you guys remember you get a d4? The guys that I blessed get a d4 to your saving throws? Extra d4. You rolled a 12, so add another d4. No, it's a d4, not 4.
Yeah, so you said you rolled a 12? Okay, now you got to roll a d4. You have to roll a 4 to make it. No, you fell short by 1. So you're going to take the full damage. Did Gray, you took half? Yeah, you took half. And I think Duncan took half. So.
It was the
man,
max, right?
Yeah, 31 was the max, and then if you fail at 16.
16. Okay.
Or 50, yeah. Actually, I think I'm just supposed to round down because it's an uneven number, so it's 15.
Bonus action for a health potion. Well, I'm glad you're not all dead, because I thought I was going to have to be spending turns just trying to keep you up. Kind of like Joaquin when we were playing Guild Wars last night.
Yeah, fun, dude. Still even know how to play. After that, he, as his little bonus action, he drinks a potion.
Two can play at that game. I wish you guys weren't standing right in front of him. I'd be like, two can play with lightning, you bastard.
So you notice after he drinks it, things are starting to heal. And he will end his turn. All right, Thorn, what are you doing? Damn, I'm so glad I looked at that D20. I was like, what the hell?
It's like, oh, party wipe, Thorn runs.
They would be like, what level is this wizard? Like 20? Like, what the hell?
Thorin is going to call upon the Lord of Light to imbue him with the power of dispel magic.
Okay.
Targeting the wizard. Where is that spell? The wizard.
Okay. All right, hold on 1 second. Just gotta roll a little healing. Okay. Make that adjustment. And you casted Dispel magic.
Any spell of 3rd level or lower on the target ends. Each
Yep.
spell of 4th level or higher, I have to roll. Wait, it has to make an ability check using my spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. Wait, the spell that I just cast or the spell that I'm casting against? I don't quite understand the wording of what the check is. For each spell of 4th level or higher on the target, make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level.
The spell that you're casting against. Plus 10. So if it's a 3rd level spell, DC is 13. Right?
So what is an ability check of my spellcasting ability? Is that my wisdom?
What are you dispelling?
I don't know. I don't know what he's got on.
So I don't think you can dispel a globe of invulnerability. I'm checking.
If it's a spell that he cast on himself, then I can target it with Dispel Magic.
Yeah.
The globe of invulnerability, any spell 5th level or lower cast from the outside barrier cannot affect the creature or the objects within, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot. Such as a spell can target creatures and objects within the barrier, but the spell has no effect on them. Similarity, the area within the barrier is arcane effects by such spells.
Right, but Dispel Magic just attacks the spell, not the creature.
Well, I was targeting him, though, not the spell.
Yeah, I know. I want to just make sure that.
But my intent was to try and take out that bubble around him.
That's the bubble.
No.
That's a magical item.
Well, it says
Actually,
choose a creature, object, or magical effect.
Actually, I should have had that block the.
No, I think he's doing it right. You just have to figure out whatever is protecting him. You have to figure out what the spell DC is, what the spell level is, then have him roll against.
It's not. He cast a spell on himself, is what it sounds like.
Or he hasn't. Most magic objects are just spells. Mostly, aren't they? No, it's called a magical effect, right? So anything that's going to be like all my wands do a spell.
Yeah,
that
it would
already
work
exists.
on. It would work on one of the globes. It would work on the globe.
Well, I wasn't targeting the globe specifically, I think is why it wouldn't work, because I was targeting him. But if you targeted the globe specifically, if it's the globe is a magic effect, because the globe is only affecting stuff inside the globe, right? Not the globe itself.
That's the thing. Inside the globe is protected, but not the globe itself. So you can do it, but the thing is,
But I was targeting inside the globe. I was targeting him. That was my intent, was to target him. I wanted to drop the globe, but I didn't know that I needed to target the globe, so I didn't target the globe. So that means that the globe should be effective.
This is your first time encountering this type of magic, so now you know. So
so I think it's reasonable that it didn't work, but maybe now I understand why it didn't work.
Why it didn't work, yes.
But I did just burn a 3rd level spell slot, so that sucks.
Yeah.
But now I know. The more you know.
The more you know. Ask
and now I'm going to close distance with him.
Okay.
Wait. 5, 10, 15. Wait. My boots, are they a bonus action or an action? Boots of speed. Bonus action. It's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. All right, so I will activate my boots of speed by clicking my heels together. And then I can double my walk-in speed. So, bam.
All right, Duncan, you're up.
And then I shed a small tear for me wasted spell slot. But knowledge was gained.
Reading the grapple rules because I wasn't actually using them before. All right, let's go to work.
Okay. Remember, you need to roll at disadvantage when you're.
Oh, well, shit. Try that again then.
Yep. Okay, you miss. You see, you now as you're to him, you realize the cloak that he's wearing is it has the shape of Dispenser Beast, and so his image is like weaving. So every time you swing at him, you always seem to be off by a moment. You missed again. Okay, you hit. Uh, So was that 22?
22.
All right. So you hear your sword saying as he strikes into him, he's like, "I now." That's the voice you hear in the, and then the, "Don't worry, Duncan, I've got this." And is that the end of your turn?
So he's a mage.
Yep. And
I'm gonna-
actually, since you hit, he cries out in pain and he curses you. He's like, "Ah, Duncan, you are a worthy foe." And his cloak that is was shimmering and giving him that distortion is not working now.
All right. I guess I'll stay in it then.
Okay. All right, Gray, what are you doing?
Were you able to hit him, Duncan?
You did at last attack. The response hit was an 18.
Concentration check on your spell.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Let's see.
Yeah, it's gonna be a high DC to beat too. Because I think you take the whole damage.
Oh, he does take the whole damage. There was nothing.
So I mean, the damage is the DC. So 22.
Yeah. So at this point, the globe disappears.
I'm not sad about that at all.
I'm gonna cast Tasha City's Laughter.
Okay.
Idiots.
So what is that? That's a wisdom? Okay. Oh god, let's see. 8.
Right. I'm also gonna swig down a potion,
Okay.
greater
No,
healing.
he fails. So
It's time
so
to.
yep. He's just falling down, just laughing. All right. All right, brother, what are you doing? It can be if they fail.
It's
yeah.
easy to save against.
Every time somebody hits him, he gets a chance to break out of it.
All right, brother, what are you doing?
So should we not hit him?
If
Should
you
we tie,
hit him,
can we
it would
tie
be
him
at
up?
advantage right now.
Yeah, you have advantage right now.
I don't think so.
The target has advantage on saving throw if it's triggered by damage.
Yeah. But he doesn't have disadvantage on saving throw. That's not what the spell does. If that's what you were asking. So as he falls to the ground and he's just laughing, he just starts laughing hysterical. And he's like, "You'll never be powerful enough to stop the might of Izu. You'll never." As he starts to roll up in a ball, just laughing.
Brother,
He just said
tie him up.
something incorrectly.
Because tying him up doesn't cause damage.
No.
You got a rope here.
Okay. So
Unfortunately, that means we can't kill him now, but
for those of you who want to know what we're talking about, please watch the last episode and watch it all the way through, and you'll find it. I like that because that way they don't know.
Took off his.
Yeah, you
What?
can.
Actually, why don't you just rip off the magic stuff first? 'Cause
strip search. Gray, look away.
I mean, I can make one for myself if it makes me feel better.
Okay, so you already recognize.
I know what they look like,
Hey,
so
Gray's a shapeshifter.
I'm not a prude.
Okay, so you realize that two items, actually three items, seem magical already. The cloak of displacement, like I said, looks a little bit like a displacer beast, and Zember recognizes, even though it's the shape of a skull, is a brooch of shielding, and he does have he has a wand on him that you guys do not know about.
Wait, was it in his
And
prison wallet? Is that why we don't know?
How about it
no, are
now?
you searching in his prison wallet?
Is that where he stored it?
And
leave that to
so
Gray.
you also find a wand, and then there's a dagger on him too. You don't know yet, and there is a little pouch that has some powder, some fine sand. Yep.
Powder or sand? Or powder
Well,
and
it's
sand?
sand. Yeah, it's sand.
Sand? Pouch of
Yep.
sand. Okay.
But fine sand.
Cocaine.
So we're searching him, right? So gem. We need a gem. Or a
There's
gem.
no orb. There's no orb of death on.
Well, we haven't
Oh.
checked his quarters yet, but Or his prison wallet.
Foul wrath. We don't know of him having anything.
So it was a displacer cloak?
Yes. That's what you know
Nice.
about. You know about the brooch, you know about the displacer cloak.
Wait, so we're done fighting? Is that
Yeah, you
We won.
yeah, I thought you'd be able to put up a little bit bigger of a fight, but that damn laughter spell knocked him
kind of
out.
like, dude?
So, like I said, you don't know what the dust is, and you do not know what the dagger is.
So we're all done fighting, huh?
Yes.
And so
Wait,
someone has
wait.
searched him thoroughly for this orb and gem stuff. All that important.
Yeah, you
Should
don't
we-
find anything like that on him.
Should we drag him back to his room?
Let's. Is the door locked?
Yes,
Well,
it
so
is.
before we do that, let me ask you this. It's 11:10.
sorry. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Sorry.
So before we potentially initiate a new encounter by opening the door to his room, just want to say it's 11:10. That's all.
We could wrap up this. There's not. Just if anything was going to come out, it already came out. That you know of.
So it's safe to open the door and explore his
I'm
room.
not saying it's safe to open up the door. I'm just saying, nothing else is coming out of the room. If you want to spend another 10 or 20 minutes, we can do this last encounter.
We can call it if we
Okay. So as you walk into his room, the room is obviously a chamber.
Oh, I throw the
or
wizard
a
over
powerful
my
wizard.
shoulder, by the way, and haul him along with us.
Yeah. So on the shelves,
We
there
didn't
are
go into
all
the room.
sorts of stuffed and mummified animals, and a cloak, a black cloak with strange ruins on it, like the ones that you saw before. So it's the cloak of the temple with the fire and eye is on there. He has a large bed with a smaller cabinet, and there's a stool and a writing table, and there's a candle holder, a brazier, and a pair of hanging lamps near the bed. A wall fitted in the south corner, opposite the bed, a rush mat door, and there are parchments with runes hanging on the east wall by the door. Another on the south wall, opposite to the entrance, seems to be a map of a dungeon level.
When you say dungeon, do you mean like temple?
I don't know. It just seems like it's a map. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna do a detect magic here and
Okay.
check everything.
All right. So as you cast detect magic, there is a faint glow on the south wall in the southeast corner.
Southeast corner. Okay. Is it an object on the wall, or is it something embedded in the wall itself?
So on the wall, there is a hieroglyph that you don't seem to recognize.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm going to gag the mage as well, by the way.
That's
Okay.
a great idea. So everyone's searching. I'll identify the rune if we have 10 minutes to check. I'll do it anyway.
I'm gonna.
So the room seems to be a room boarding. So if you guys were to pass through if you guys were to start messing with the wall, then you would take damage.
Ah,
Curious.
this wall here is boarded. So we should not mess with this wall. But it makes you wonder, why would a wall be boarded? It is just a wall, unless it is not a wall.
Could we dispel it?
I can dispel the board, I'm pretty sure. I can also identify all these magic items and see what we have.
Okay. You also, while you're searching, you find a purse that contains 10 gems that are 1,000 gold pieces each. They're all rubies.
So, bag of 1,000 gold each.
Yep. And so afterwards,
10 of them?
yeah, 10 of them. So the dagger, as you're examining it, you notice that it seems to be like the edge is like really sharp and has like a black substance on the very tip, and you realize that this dagger is the dagger of venom. So it's a +1 dagger, and you can use an action to make a poison attack. The creature must succeed a DC 15 Constitution save or take 2d10 poison damage and become poisoned for 1 minute. The dagger cannot be used this way again until dawn. So one day you can poison somebody.
Okay.
You also know, Greg, with your research on this, is that these are the type of daggers that if you were discovered in the city of possessing, that there would be criminal charges or fines at the least, or at the you're going to get looked down on, and you're going to be questioned. So you know it's a dagger that you shouldn't be flaunting. It's one of those things you should keep hidden on you.
Right.
Does Joaquin, is he getting quieter for anybody else?
Yeah, it's a little quiet.
All right, hold on. Do you hear me now?
Yep.
All right, hold on. I think my all right. What about there? That better?
Actually, the first was better.
Okay. So I told him that the dagger is one of these items that if you were to be caught with it in a city, you could face, first of all, you could be anywhere from imprisoned to fined, and it's one of those daggers that you always hid when you're in the city. The dagger,
So it's a naughty item.
it's a very naughty item. I mean,
What if you had a license for it?
I mean, Denver is really if he claims this, he's going to really be naughty items. The Book of Smiles, and now this. You better hope. Yeah, so you better hope they never find that. Okay, and then the other thing that you guys found, which I didn't get a chance to shoot,
We have
was
another.
the wand is
Yeah.
a wand of paralyzation,
Nice.
and it had 4 charges on it. So the wand is DC 15 Constitutional save, or they're paralyzed for 1 minute, and then at the end, the beginning of each day, you regain 1d6 plus 1.
You could slot that right into your fancy crossbow of badassedness.
So we also have another dagger that we haven't identified yet.
No, that's just a +1 dagger.
+1 dagger.
And the mace that has a wolf head is just a 2 mace. It just looks
Mace.
badass. Yeah, mace. It just looks badass.
I'd have
Sorry,
that
all I
wand.
heard was mace.
So the
There's
mace is a +2
there's a
mace.
mace I handed to you, and it's a +2 mace,
All right.
Yeah, and but it's shaped like a wolf head.
and it seems like a wolf head. I don't know if someone else wants that or you want that. We also have
I'm pretty fond of my hammer here.
okay.
But it's a good backup weapon.
Does anyone else need a mace? No. And I cannot identify the sand. It's just sand. It's not magical.
Oh, I'm sorry. So the sand is the dust of disappearance.
Dust of disappearance.
Yes. So
Dust of
it's
the terrorist.
so the dust allows you to be invisible.
Does that require
Or-
skill?
So you use an action to throw the dust in the air, and each creature and object with 10 feet become invisible for 2d4 minutes.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah. So there's only 5 more pinches of dust left.
So I probably don't need that. I can turn invisible. I think Gray can turn invisible. So who else would like some invisibility dust?
Yeah, invisibility is not really my style. I clank around a bit, but perhaps Brother or Duncan.
Duncan?
I got something already, so I'll give
Sure.
him first refusal.
Brother, we'll get you some pouch of 5 disappearance dusts. All right.
Well, I'll tell you what, the cloak is a hard one because it's sweet, but then that means because I think we're all using like a cloak of protection, right?
Yeah, it
No.
doesn't add to your armor class. Just
I have a
makes
cloak of
it-
many fashions. Mine's different.
I mean, you could still take it and just keep it as a backup item.
Would you
Okay.
swap? Would you trade armor class for that? I mean, I don't think it's a bad trade. But it also gives you the cloak of protection also gives you +1 to saves, which is
Yeah.
fairly useful.
And then the other thing is, once you do take a hit, let me just interject here real quick. Once you do take a hit, it turns off until the next turn. So if you get hit once, and then everybody else is pile on you. So it's a good item for a wizard to have, but if you already have like better cloaks or stuff that's giving you a better AC, then that's not the way to go. Oh, I'm sorry. And you know what? He also has bracers.
Bracers.
Yeah, bracers of defense, and that gives you a +2 if you're wearing no armor and using no shield.
Bracers of defense.
That leaves me out. I'm kind of interested in that brooch of shielding. Got me out.
Yeah, but you have to be wearing no armor. So really, it's either Denver's character would take it. I think even Gray. Gray, you're wearing some kind of like leather armor.
Yeah, I'm wearing leather. I mean,
Okay,
does that?
so it's either
Are you wearing leather, Duncan?
No, he's not wearing any armor, right?
No armor.
Duncan? So the braces would actually be good for him.
What about Brother?
Brother's wearing armor. He's got scale mail.
He's got like
Yeah.
scale mail, magic scale mail.
But you can like transform into a wolf with bracers.
Yes, you could.
Explain these bracers to me one more time.
So the
You have
bracers of defense just give you a +2 bonus to your AC if you are wearing no armor and using no shield.
Yikes! So just a flat +2 for me.
A flat +2.
All right.
You're gonna take the bracers.
I think it makes sense because he's in front taking a lot of punches. And the less punch.
And fireballs.
Yeah, and then who wanted the brooch?
I thought you wanted the brooch.
I mean, I like the. I've got my eye on the brooch, but I'm not, married to it.
I don't know. Go ahead, because I can do that myself with other methods. The same effect.
I could use the brooch too, since I'm squishy and it
Yeah.
would go well with my outfits.
Fair
Sure.
enough.
Yep.
So
Force
the brooch
damage.
shielding, you have a resistance to force damage, and you have an immunity to magic missile. That's actually really good because there are a lot of things.
It's one of the damage types. There's like
It's
Yeah,
like
like
that's the type
fire,
of
electrical.
that's the type of damage that Eldritch Blast does, isn't it?
I believe so.
It's one that's normally
Radiant
hard to
phantom
resist. There's not a
damage.
lot of stuff that has resistance against force.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea.
But I'm
That wouldn't protect against that.
that would.
Damage. No. Force damage.
pretty well kitted out. But those gems have caught my eye.
Maybe Duncan should take it since he's up front. I think that would be
He already
potentially
gets
helpful.
resistance, right? To
To
force
force.
damage?
I think it's just physical damages types, right, Duncan?
One more time?
Your resistance is to physical damage only, right?
Yes.
Would you
So-
like to add force damage resistance to that?
I mean, sure, if
Would
nobody else wants it.
I'll have
Sounds like
you and Gray can arm wrestle for it.
No, actually, I think Duncan should take it. That's what I'm thinking. Because if it's just like magic type damage, then I mean, I'm okay with giving that to Duncan.
Yeah, and then when it comes to like magical items on the next batch that you guys find,
I mean,
I'm not. You're gonna have to plug it in anyway, because I'm not finding a way to get magic items plugged in very well. I'm getting better at navigating this, but that's a bit much for me.
All right, so
What you need to
Duncan
do
gets,
is you have to homebrew it on D&D Beyond, add it to your character there, and then import your character into Foundry. That's the way I've been able to do it.
Is it easier on Beyonds?
Oh, well, it depends on which item we're talking about. Like, I don't
Well-
know if the Python.
the
whip.
Python.
I got that figured out. I just hot rodded that on top of the existing whip.
Okay, so far, just write it down separately. They can, it's Michael, whoever.
You are cutting out a lot now, Joaquin.
All right. I'm saying just write down your magical items, and then they can figure out how to put that on your character. Because right now you have the braces of defense, and you have your whip of the Python, and then it'd be a brooch of shielding. That would actually be good for Duncan, because Duncan does take a lot of grunt damage.
So yeah, I would say add them to your character sheet in D&D Beyond, and then import your
So-
character sheet into Foundry, and I think that'll work.
+2 bracers and then force
Yeah.
damage brooch.
Yeah, the brooch of shielding.
Brooch of Shielding. It's on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, and then the whip is something that's homebrew. So +1 whip of the Python, which gives you when you make a hit, you may have it make a grappling attack, and they have to roll against a strength 15. So now you got a +1 whip.
The Bracers of Defense are also in D&D Beyond, so you should be able to add those there.
Yep. And then was that it for the magical item, right?
The wand of paralyzation. I was wondering if I could have that one.
Yeah, sure. I have plenty of wands by now. So go ahead.
And
Thank
then
you.
Zephyr, I guess you're taking the dagger of venom.
I guess so. And then I'll give Gray the other +1 dagger because she keeps giving them away, so she'll need them.
Yeah,
Unless
Yeah.
Thorn needs one, but
No, daggers are not my cup of tea.
hey, yeah, it's good to have an extra something.
But I'll slip the mace into my bag of holding just in case.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a good backup weapon. So what are you doing about this?
Oh, and the orb of the skull of doom. Tell us about that. We found that, right?
No,
I was
we didn't
I was
find the
over
skull
here
of
in the
Doom.
cauldron.
You didn't find that. Check.
We can't slip anything past you.
So,
Well, so now it's 11:30. I really need to call it. So can we pick up
Yep.
next time?
It's a good spot to
yes,
stop,
we
I
will
think.
leave it up here, and I need. Okay. Yeah, we're good.
Cool. So we'll figure out what's going on with that ward maybe next episode.
Yes,
Yep.
we will.
All right.
People
Sounds good.
enjoyed your